Hello, she's Trixie and I'm Sarah, and this is our Yarn World, a place we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 222 today, and we are here in the swing of summer break. It has been quite a little adjustment. I don't know if any of you have had your kids in summer school, but it's unique because if you're using the school's transportation, they might isolate your bus route to somewhere different, especially if you live in a neighborhood like we do. And so where we normally have gone all school year for their bus stop has been changed to a spot that is a 16-minute walk just one way. And and she's the third person they're picking up, so I have to be ready at a very early hour to get her on the bus and convince them to get up there in the summer when they want to have fun and stay up late. I know that soon my vehicle should be fixed and this shouldn't be as much of an issue, but it has really affected my energy.
Right?
And it's raining so much right now.
And it cooled right down.
Oh! And I don't know. I know I'm kind of venting right off the get-go, but it's just, I feel like you guys would understand that it's such a... I know that I'm in a bit of a minority when it comes to parents that probably are doing the summer school stuff. Being a stay-at-home parent, my child is doing it because it will help her maintain a sense of safety and a sense of keeping up with her academic skills and lowering her anxiety, because she is maintaining not only her skills but her kind of exposure to school, because she has some issues with that, with her body reacting to what would be considered normal anxiety in a much more medically distressing way. And so anything that we can do to maintain some sense of continued exposure is good for her. And whereas my son, he's pretty chill. He's not, and
so he doesn't need it. He's here with us today.
And he's just chilling. And I'm grateful that I didn't send him there because he is sick, or the first week of summer he's sick. But it's just one of those things where if it's not one thing, it's the other. My thing of believing that it was just going to be like continuing school, just a half a day, every single day, just get her down to the road, come back, like my normal, to, oh no, you have to wake up an hour earlier than your normal wake up time, and you have to try to convince two tired children to walk 16 minutes one way with you and then drag the other one back 16 minutes from that spot and do it over again later in the day and hope it's not raining.
Right?
I promise you, it makes you very productive. No. I'm very lucky to have gotten this project done, which I did all yesterday on pure...
knowing that we were doing the video today.
Yes, and you have no idea how inspiring you guys are.
Yeah.
I get more stuff done just because I want to show off.
What we've been doing.
It's like a peacock showing off their feathers, so like I'm not gonna miss an opportunity.
Well, with that, I'm gonna show off my peacock
feathers
project that I made for...
What nice little one.
Well, I have to show it together. I'm going to show it.
You're going to attach both of them
No,
together?
not yet, but I want to show.
I want to start off with my little one.
Okay. Okay, first I made her this.
It is my favorite. It's so pretty. Do you see all these colors? It's all topazes and browns and coppers, and it's beautiful, and my kids anticipate its charm every morning where I put it in the window, and
Seeing all the rainbows.
And I love it. And
so what she wanted was a bigger lampshade to envelop this one, or to have this one hang from, and so I made that one. Now that took me some time, and so I was kind of glad we weren't videoing last week. Last week was the day that we usually video, is the last day of their school, and it just would not have worked out at all for any reason at all.
No, we were not having a very productive week with all this last minute stuff. Do I need to not look?
Yeah, not look. So I have this, I had it hidden under a blanket, but look, it's so pretty. And it's huge. And I have it, my husband helped me with, let me see what it's called. An eye bolt, because he wrote it down for me.
It's weird. I can feel it. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Fine.
Open your eyes.
Oh, look at what you did on the bottom. Oh. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, wow. I love this. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my God.
So now somehow,
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
yeah. Somehow you gotta fit it over all three of them.
I will. Is that hanging in the middle?
There you go.
It's not dead center.
Well, we can work on that later, but this is what it's going to look like.
And the reason why this is so important is because I have a skylight in my house, and I'm planning to put this in here like a chandelier that the sun will just make glow, because instead of having a chandelier where the light, the artificial light is making it glow, or candles, I'm gonna have the sun do it.
Yeah.
I have a sun chandelier. Take that.
So yeah, that is.
Oh, I got an idea. Sorry. Oh my goodness.
Just trying to figure it out.
My current plan, if for people who are wondering how I'm gonna hang it,
You could just put it through the eye hook.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like hanging this like in my house, is I plan to and that didn't do it. I got another idea.
All right, just turn your alarm off.
It's not an alarm. Someone's calling me. I apologize, everybody.
Can you lay down, honey?
Is that I plan to have a tension rod brace across the whole entire little mini wall and be my that's closer. Be my where I do my no.
There you go.
That's not gonna work. I have an idea as to what it will take to get this dead center. But I plan to have a tension rod be where my skylight, inside my skylight, and then I will hang this from the tension rod. I'm hoping I can get one that is narrow enough to fit inside that will hold the weight of this. But if it not, what I will do is I will find some way of attaching it. But it is so pretty. I really like the bottom. I like these 3 beads and how you repeated it.
Yeah, I repeated it all the way around.
I know. Oh, this is so pretty. It's going to be hard not to look at.
Well, I'm glad that was a good surprise that she wasn't, she knew it was coming, but I had it hidden in my office and then I had to hide it under a blanket to bring it out because I wanted it to be a surprise on camera. And I had her bring her small sun catcher so that we could somehow attach it to the middle.
What's crazy is that this big one is lighter than the other one. My other one is heavier.
Yeah. Oh, because you have more. Your prisms are. You have a lot more prisms on that one.
And they're heavier.
Yeah, these are more like plastic ones. The other ones are glass.
Okay.
Yeah. So, can you settle down, honey? So yeah, it is finished.
It's so pretty. It is so pretty.
Did you see these?
I did, and you have it on every
other one.
And these have just the beads.
Yeah.
And I love this. It's just so pretty. It's, see, as someone who doesn't wear a lot of jewelry, this is like jewelry to me.
For your house.
Yeah. It feels, and I don't know if it's just the colors or the concept, but it almost feels, I don't know if this is the right culture, Persian.
It's
that gold with all the like gemstoned art kind of
It reminds
aesthetic.
me of a pirate's treasure chest. When you open it up.
That's another good one. It's the idea of cultures that really, really respected the fine metals and jewels and earth stones. And I really like that most of these are earthstone toned, right? They're not just these vibrant colors that are more seen in like nature through plants or something, right? Like pinks and vibrant oranges and vibrant greens and
right.
Those sort of colors. They're in nature, but they're more in like the
flowers,
plants and
the
stuff.
Fish,
but
and
when you're talking about earthy,
yeah.
mineral, earth, soil sort of color combinations, which are some of my favorites, which is why the first one was all in these coppers and these topazes and these browns where they almost look like cat eyes. And
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why it's just so stunning to me, because look at all these, like the way that she grouped all these, and they repeat so well. And even when you chose a green, it was these darker greens, and when you chose these blues, they either look ocean or sky, and they all work with the topazes and the browns that you chose. Like, everything just works so seamlessly together.
Well, then there was a hole at the top where like either a finial can go, or or your lampshade fits right on your lamp. And I wanted a way for her to hang this, and so my husband, he made this. He says, you need to go to the store and find a 1/4 by 20 eye bolt and a nut. And then he says, wait a minute, I might have one out in the garage. And he went out in the garage and he came back and he put those on there. And now she has a way to hang it so that it will hang so perfectly up on her tension rod.
Or however I'm going to place it.
So
my husband still doesn't know this exists.
And my husband actually helped with the very last bit of it, because I wasn't sure how Sarah was going to hang it so that it would hang perfectly. And then he thought of that idea for me. So, when you have a guy who's been in construction for over 20 years, it's handy to have around for these kind of things. And he likes to come up with the
finishing touches.
Well, if I've got an idea, he wants to be able to help with it. He's always likes to help out with the ideas that I can't think of. So that turned out perfectly, because this is what the eye hook ended up looking like at the top here. So now she can just hang it, and it won't matter, because it will be right in the middle. And then so I put one of these on it. I connected two together, and then so she's got a way to hang it right from that eye hook.
It's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. See, now my brain's just...
Well, you need to show what you made, and then you can work on this.
It's not as intelligent as this. My God. It doesn't show itself as... It doesn't just... Oh, look at that.
She's finding new beads. I have put so many beads in this. This is onyx.
I know.
Here's another one.
Sorry, guys. Oh my God.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
This is so cool. If I had more oomph yesterday, my project would have more to it. I will say that, but this is just so pretty.
We'll let you know.
The idea behind mine was the fact that the strap on my water bottle was super small, and it was just like a handle, and then it gave you something to hold on to, which, don't get me wrong, fantastic, I appreciate it. My water bottle is very narrow,
Tall?
and tall, and there's like this spot right here at the neck where you have a It's almost like a band that then goes to a fabric, almost kind of lanyard handle that you can normally just hold it, but it's only enough for like your wrist maybe, or just your hand to hold it. And anyone who's been watching the channel knows that this is probably not my first choice in colors for a water bottle. I chose it just because it was cheap and it gets the job done. And I like water bottles that have straws that reach all the way to the bottom. It's just a preference.
And straws that are covered. Last summer, was it last summer or the summer before? I had a straw that was not covered, and I went to go drink.
I am a good daughter.
Well, and I went to go drink out of this, and there was an ant in it.
I saw it before you did.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Now,
so I cannot have a cup without a covered straw either.
Now, don't get me wrong. Whenever I have my big tumblers that have straws sticking out, I also have the little attachments that are straw caps for mine as well. But this is just for water. I don't use it for anything else than water.
Yeah,
it's
me either.
only water. The other ones are stainless steel. I can use them for more than one thing. They can be hot, cold, whatever. This is just for water.
Yep.
I don't even put ice in it. It's just water.
Yep.
Not that ice isn't water, but you get my point. I don't have it sweat. I don't have it be anything else than room temperature water. It is good on my stomach. It doesn't hurt.
And it doesn't hurt your teeth.
Yep. And the whole point, and like I said, I did the same thing where yesterday I didn't have a lot of energy, and just like buying this, it gets my job done. I'm not necessarily trying to do anything that is personalized, because this is not colors that speak me. My mom would even have to agree with that. But it was cheap, and it gets the job done, and I appreciate it for that. And not everything for me has to be personalized to get the job done. I don't know if that makes sense. Like some things, yeah, I'd like to buy to make it worth it, but sometimes it's just like my shaker bottles. As long as they get the job done, I could care less, as long as it gets my shake in me. So yesterday, this was the only yarn I found that I could live with, I guess.
The coral?
It is this coral color. And what I did was I made a little bag that would wrap around my body, like a body bag.
So a crossover.
A crossover bag that would fit a water bottle with these tall dimensions. And I just did it to size. I didn't look up a pattern. And then it can go across my body. Now, one thing I will say is I am not fully done with it. The basis of it is done. The part that I would like to personalize is the fact that because I know that I can, I know how to make flat patched appliques. And I was thinking about practicing some of those and then placing them haphazardly across this, because of the type of bottle this is. So like my mom's, pardon my reach, is metal. So her putting these stickers on them, they're going to grasp the metal. It's not going to go as bad. My mom just hand washes this when she needs to, and it's just done, right? My bottle, because it's not stainless steel or anything, if it were to condensate, I'm worried that anything that I would put the time to put on would just melt off.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to use really nice stickers that I took the time to buy for this. So I figured I could always just create little patches and appliques that I can put across this.
Yeah.
And then personalize it that way. But again, because I didn't actually fetch yarn, I just looked on Pinterest and saw all the patches I thought that maybe someday in the future when I have the effort I'd make. But I like that idea, and that's just me passing on the idea that, and whether you make it personal yourself or whether you get a get a pattern and make something like this yourself that just makes carrying around your water bottle a little less tedious. Like you literally could wear this all day long.
Yeah.
And then your water's with you all day long.
And your hands free.
Hands free. It's not going to bother you. My purse is even a shoulder purse, so this, just being crossbody, it hits me at my hip. My purse isn't even touching it. It's not bothering me. Right. I can take my walks with this.
Yeah.
If my kids want a drink, they can grab it and just pull it up to them because I don't mind sharing my drinks. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's just there now.
Yeah.
And it makes it much more accessible. But for those that might think that that's boring and might want a little bit more, crocheted patches, crocheted appliques, anything that it makes an image flat.
Yeah.
You can make and then just sew them onto these sort of things, making them a little bit more personal. And because there's so many different types and anything that you can customize and make fun, I'm thinking about different ways of doing that. And who knows, I might make one that's more my colors, or I'll stick with this one. I mean, again, the job's done. It got what I needed done. And I think that is part of the appeal. Sometimes for me, not everything is... I find the beauty in things that can be used for their purpose to the very end. Sometimes it's kind of like the idea of like, yeah, someone can appreciate being a collector and enjoying collecting things, but they normally still gravitate towards that one thing that they like the most.
Yeah.
Or it's like that, like my grandma who would buy one purse and wear it till it was gone. And literally straps of leather. It's that thing of just, sometimes you don't even, it's I don't know if it's the beauty of spite, but sometimes it's just the whole, you just do it till its purpose has run its course.
Yeah.
I don't know. Practical things sometimes don't have to be anything more than practical, and I find that there is a beauty that is appreciated to just everyday items that can be made more accessible. Even if it's not extremely personalized, it creates a functional thing that is good for you. And I'm trying to learn to drink more water and do these things that are better for me and my health. And sometimes I've had to come to terms with the fact that they don't always have to be aesthetically pleasing or to be satisfying. Sometimes we do the hard things just because it's the right thing to do. Yep. It creates a better future. And like I said, the easier I make it for me to start drinking more water, it doesn't have to be my favorite colors, my favorite everything for it to get the job done. And sometimes
most of the time you're not looking at it anyway. It's just something that is hanging on you that is making life easier for you.
Yeah, and sometimes the more personal parts of it, like the appliques or whatever, that will make it more me, can come later. It's getting the hard part out of the way, buying the water bottle. I didn't want a very expensive one, so that meant I chose a color that wasn't exactly my favorite. Making it more accessible. I just chose the yarn, got it done, and I got this done in practically a sitting. Yeah. It didn't take me that very long. But guess what? I got it done, and now I have something that's much more accessible and it's not hanging hard at my wrist.
Right.
I'm making it so that my journey is much smoother, and the more personal aspects of my journey can come later. Yeah. Sometimes it's just getting the shoes on, getting out the door, getting the momentum started. Everything else can come later. Exactly. And I think that sometimes we get so caught up on what you almost have to convince yourself into making yourself do it. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like the whole, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well buy the best of it. Yeah, but sometimes just getting it going is the harder part. Yeah. Because if you end up realizing that you like it, you can invest in more later on. It's just getting it going first. Yeah. Just like a project. Sometimes it's the whole, well, this yarn is being saved for a very special occasion, or I'm doing this for this reason, or this for this reason. If you don't use it, it's not going to get done.
Exactly.
If you don't do it, it's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes we have to just almost bite the bullet and just realize it doesn't have to always be pleasing to be good for you.
Right. Simple is best.
Sometimes simple is best. And I find the beauty not in its color scheme or anything other than just I've made something more accessible to me that will actually help me be healthier. And that's good. The other thing for me is things like this, where the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I now have something so personal that no one else is going to have. That is so cool. That even if I go to another place, I will always find a spot for this thing because it's my son's chandelier.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's just, you can have pretty and you can have practical.
Yes. There's a beauty to both of them.
Sometimes it's all in one thing. So, okay, we found a quote today together, and it says, "The true measure of an individual is how he treats a person who can do him absolutely no good." And that was said by Ann Landers. The true measure of an individual is how he treats a person who can do him absolutely no good. And we've said this before, if someone doesn't have a smile, give them yours. Do unto others, you can be kind even to the most grumpy person, and you've done your part. And I don't know, sometimes just giving somebody a smile, being kind to them, it's the only kindness they've gotten all day, or the only smile they've gotten all day. And maybe that'll put a smile on their face, or maybe it'll trigger them to be kind, or sometimes it's just a chain reaction. You have to see somebody else do it before you think to do it yourself. And so, I just think that doing for others, no matter how they act towards you, if you're doing your best toward another person, then you can be, you'll have no regrets when you're going to sleep.
That's one thing. I think one of the times that I had watched someone explain via their job the best way of navigating something with this principle was a geriatric hospice at-home nurse. And her job was to do at-home kind of hospice care, end-of-life care in people's homes. And so she would have big shifts where she would come over and help around the clock. Now, what you end up learning is that people that are actually on death row, there is a point in which, depending on the space in prisons, death row inmates, once they hit a point, maybe in their health journey, where they are fully considered terminal, and there's nothing more medically that can be done.
No turning back.
And there's a very good likelihood of they're not actually going to get the lethal injection. It's just the illness that's going to kill them. Or they are just living life in prison, and now this is now hit. Prisons will do what's called kind of like a form of homing. They bring there are rules to it, but practically what it is that they have to stay in a relative's house that's close to the facility. They are on ankle monitors and stuff, but they practically get to go home to die. It makes more space for the prisons, and they're still kind of on house arrest still. They're not able to go do anything. They're not out of prison necessarily. And their life expectancy is still very much at its end.
Right.
And this hospice nurse came, it was her job, family called her in, and she just knew the guy was a part of one of those programs. He was at the end of his life for whatever reason, and she was called in to just do her job, period. And she said she knows from other veteran nurses that your one thing is to not look up those patients' records because it makes it harder for you to do your job.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah.
People who get sentenced with those sort of crimes don't normally have good reasons. Normally those crimes that land you in jail for the rest of your existence are not worth looking at.
Yeah.
But she got curious. And she found out what he had done.
Oh.
And she didn't get into detail, but she said that he horribly hurt someone and made their last moments on earth extremely torturous. And all she kept thinking is, I'm here giving care to someone that did not do that for someone else on this earth. Why? And it really affected her.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Sorry about that. Someone was at the door, mailman coming to drop something off. What I was saying was that she found out about the man's past, and it led her to having a very huge moment where she felt like she wasn't able to navigate her emotions, feeling very weird about giving care to a man that did not care when it came to someone else's life that was at his disposal, right? And it was one of those things where she said that she sat with her therapist, and her therapist said, you do realize that one of the most powerful things you can do is not let his choices affect your choices.
Wow. Yeah, exactly.
And she said, you're not giving him, he's not winning because you are choosing to be who you are. You are choosing not to mirror him and showing how truly easy it was to just be a decent human being.
Right.
And to not let his choices affect your ability to still be who you are and what your morals are. And it has nothing to do about making his life easier. It has everything to do with showing him that it was never hard to be a good person to begin with. And she said she got back to work. She stopped letting it affect her. And she chose to be the person that she's always been at her job.
Yeah.
Not because she was making his life easier, but because that's what she went into this line of work to do. She gave him what he did not give to someone else, being able to prove that his choices were not going to affect the rest of the world.
Right.
Because she was not going to let him win.
Right.
And I think it's one of those things that realizing that your choices and the way that you're able to approach any said situation. In her circumstance, she ended up learning about someone's choices that were inhumane. Not everyone's going to be coming up against some of the worst evil in humanity. What I'm trying to say with this quote is that when you're talking about the true measure of an individual is how he treats a person who can do him absolutely no good, sometimes that looks different in every case-by-case basis. It can be someone that genuinely can't give you anything,
True.
It could be someone at the end of their rope that literally has no way of paying you back.
Exactly.
It could be a show of kindness by giving a homeless person some funds or some means of getting help to a shelter or get food or whatever it is that you offer that no one else can see it. But you know that you just passed it along. They can't probably ever repay it back to you. But it's a part of who you are to see the value in the world and in the humanity that you are a part of. Yes. And even when it comes to the parts of humanity that have chosen to leave the world more broken, when we still choose to be a better person in their presence, it's not because we are weaker than them. It's because we're not letting their choices affect ours and choosing to go forward and leave the world better than how sometimes others don't seem to care.
Right.
I like the idea that when we choose to do something, even when it can't be brought back or we receive something back, it's just because we choose to leave the world better than when we got there.
Yeah.
Like my mom said, with a smile, with a kind gesture, doing something that might not be seen for any other reason than it's not going to let you tear you down. You're not going to let this moment change you and how you want to leave the world. Right. Even if other people make different choices.
Exactly.
You're not going to let their choices affect how you want the world to be left a better place. And I like the idea that, yeah, that might be a measure of someone's character, but I wouldn't ever want someone's ability to give me something be the only weight in the way that I address the earth and humanity and the world that's around me. I want what I believe the earth can be to be my one priority to anyone that I meet, whether they can give me anything in return or not, because I still want to leave the world a better place than how I entered it. That should be your motivation, not just what someone else can give you.
Right.
And I like the idea that sometimes our biggest strength is our focus on why the earth is broken to begin with. Not just, oh, well, because that person flipped me off at the intersection just because they're likely having a bad day means something about them or us or something deeper, when it's just they probably had a bad day, gotta let it go.
Yeah. It wasn't about you at all.
This person isn't smiling when I smile back. I know that I did what I would have wanted to have happen.
Right.
It's not about them. It's about the fact that you are doing something that leaves you, just like what my mom said, knowing that you did everything that you could.
And no regrets.
Regrets are the worst thing that can happen.
Yep.
So, the true measure of an individual is how he treats a person who can do him absolutely no good. Ann Landers.
Yes.
I would like to say I am very sorry for the interruptions in this video. It's going to be a little choppy. You probably have already experienced it. Having my phone go off, having my little be a little bit wiggly, and having the door get ringed and knocked on is not exactly something that normally happens in our videos. So if this is your first, please know that our others don't normally look like this.
Yeah.
We might have been a little distracted. We might have been a little tired. This video might not have been our most animated, but know that we come every week excited to share our time with you.
And if you would give us a thumbs up, that could be your no regret.
Oh.
And subscribe, tell your friends, and give us a comment.
And until next week. We thank you for sharing your time with us, and until hopefully the next time, we hope that you sit your way
To mental health.